Hello everyone, this is part 2 of whether we should talk about our abusive past to a potential partner. A very, very dear friend of mine has watched the first video, and she told me that perhaps a lot of people might have questions. They might take it the wrong way and think that I'm telling them to lie and not share their stories with their partners. I'm not saying that. Okay, I want to be very clear about this. I'm not telling you to lie. Lying is not good. Deceit is not good. When you want to build a relationship, when you want to marry a person, when you have a partner in your life forever, you do not start off by lying. What I'm saying is, do not get into great detail. Do not start telling them of every single abusive incident that has happened to you. That's what I mean by common sense. Because some people will freak out and get scared. So how do you cope with that? How do you cope with being honest and true to yourself and not jeopardizing a potentially great relationship because the other person comes from a culture that is not as open-minded, or you are afraid that they will not understand because they haven't been exposed to this type of situation? That's why I'm telling you that if you need to share, and at some stage you will need to share, do it in a safe way. You either share with a therapist or with a group of people that have been going through the same. You can share online. You can talk to people that have been abused and they know what it is. You can get on various forums and talk to people. Or you can talk to very, very dear, close friends that you know that they will understand and support you. You don't need to lie to your partner and tell them that everything is fine. This is lying. And you know what? If you do get married, or if you get together and you stay together, at some point they will understand that there's something wrong. They're not idiots. They will see that there's something wrong. So something to really think about is that you should never try. It's not advisable to work through this type of problems in a relationship. If you know that you have been abused and you're suffering from these things, you need to go through the healing process before you get married and before you have kids. You need to work on yourselves before. Now, if you're already married, obviously, to a person, and things come up and you have to deal with them within a marriage, that's a totally different thing. But if you already know that you're suffering from these things, from your past, it's not advisable to pretend that everything is fine, get together with a person, marry the person, or live with the person, and do this work while you're in a relationship, because it's not an easy process and it takes time. And when memories start resurfacing, and when you dig below the surface and your pain comes through, you will not be able to put on a facade. It's impossible. So why do this to yourselves and another person? It's advisable to do this work, or try to do as much of this work before you marry or live with another person, with your partner. So if it reaches the stage that you need to say something, don't lie. I'm not suggesting that you pretend everything is fine and you lie, but you don't need to give them any details. Okay? You can say something like, you know what, I really do not I love my parents, but I did not really get on with them because, you know, we've had our differences. Things like that. And be a little bit evasive. I know a lot of you will say, but this is lying. Okay, well, you're not lying to the other person to hurt them. If you know that they cannot handle what has happened, what's the point? I mean, okay, some people might have an ethical dilemma with this. All I'm saying is, what is the point? This person loves you, you love them back, your abuse belongs in the past, it was not your fault. What good will it do to you to keep mentioning those issues over and over and over again in great detail? You're not lying. You can tell them things like, you know, my dad was a little bit aggressive, or he was an aggressive person. Not a little bit, he was a very aggressive person. You know, most men, I'm a woman so I talk about men, most men understand what that means. Okay, so you don't need to really tell them. This is my take on things. You might agree or you might disagree, but I've seen a few good relationships fall apart because of the pressures that have been put on the partner to deal with a situation, with an abusive situation. And so that's why I'm telling you, just use your common sense. Use your common sense. These are difficult times, and you don't need to be, re-traumatizing yourselves and being a victim because of your past. Your past is over. Okay? It has nothing to do with you being a liar or not sincere. It is your personal past. So it is your choice if you want to reveal things or not.